Pascal Vincent addressed the media today after some training. We're doing training camps currently with the young prospects, and he got a question about Filip Mesar. The interaction that follows is pretty comical. Check it out.
I wanted to get into a fight this year.
You did?
Yeah. He's really quite adamant that he'd like to get into at least one fight.
Meshar?
Yes. He said that yesterday.
Well, no, I appreciate that. I mean,
He said you guys wanted to be more gritty, and that's one way he wants to show you that he's getting.
No. No, but if it happens and he's willing to do it, it's up to him. We never told any players, but I don't think if that's what he understood when I told him, when we talk about being gritty, that's not the case. But no, but you know, I kind of appreciate that. He wants to do things that he's not usually doing. And but I'll talk to him.
Becker said that he.
But there's a few things that I wanted to bring up, and again remind you that tomorrow is the Prospect Showdown between the Montreal Canadiens and the Winnipeg Jets. Anyway, I don't want this video to be long, so let's talk about it. Meshar is a interesting story, right? Drafted 26th overall, there was a lot of hopefuls for Meshar. He hasn't blossomed the way that you'd like to see it. And when I do watch games and when I do, recognize that he's out there, I don't watch a whole lot of Rocket games. I just feel like he's lackluster. He's not playing with a high level of compete. So I always felt like I couldn't put my finger on exactly what was wrong with him, but it makes sense. The compete level, the grittiness level, it makes sense that he's getting that feedback. His stock dropped so low last season. He didn't participate in the playoffs. So it's definitely good that he's getting this feedback, but he needs to apply that feedback like right now. This is probably his last season to really edge himself in. So maybe that conversation about Meshar wasn't Vincent's favorite conversation of the day, but I'll tell you what he's been talking about a lot. Owen Beck. I have been rooting for Owen Beck maybe a little too hard. I think his ceiling is like a middle six guy, but maybe it's more realistic that he's bottom six. But Vincent has been talking about Owen Beck a lot and at every opportunity that he can. Here's a segment.
Owen Beck was also for him an opportunity to realize what he needs to do at that level. And so I thought, and he's a smart kid, he's a thinker. And so I'm not sure you realize right away what you're learning, but I think it comes over time.
So what does he have to do? He's now a second-year pro. He's got to progress. You want to see him take the next step. What's immediately in his future?
Well, he's the one thing that is really interesting for me in this case is the fact that with Kapanen coming with us in the playoffs, we were able to play him at different positions, so center and wing, and he was really good on the wing as well. What he needs to do is keep progressing, staying focused, and it's not everybody has a different path. For some guys, it's right away. Lane Hudson, right away. For some other guys, it takes a little bit more time, so there's certainly no panic and no rush. You don't want to have a guy playing in the NHL too early. That could hurt him in a long time. You never overcooked too much your players in the American League and making sure they're really ready mentally, physically, and all of that. So I think there's a value for him to spend some time in the American League. Now, what's going to happen at this camp? Who knows? I don't know. You don't know, and we'll see. But I think he's worked hard this summer. I had a good conversation with him, and he feels ready. So
they're talking about him so much, and the media is spending a lot of time with Beck that I'm almost like suspicious that there's a little bit of a preconceived notion he may crack the lineup or may get an opportunity or may be favored for an opportunity. He's got a lot of good tools in his toolbox. He is good face-off. He can play PK. He is center, but he can play on the wing. He's got a two-way style, but he has really good skating skills. Someone really unlocked something for me recently when I asked, what's the difference between, a career AHL player who dominates the league? Like, let's look at Alex Barboulet, who's the top of the team for points last season, but didn't get his shot in the NHL. I shouldn't say he didn't get his shot. He played 2 games, which he was -2. Had about 10 minutes in those 2 games. But why couldn't he crack another opportunity in the NHL? A lot of it boils down to skating ability. The game, it's played in seconds. You have to be where you're supposed to be as quick as you can. And watching Barré-Boulet, he had all the right fundamentals and decent skating, but just not fast enough. According to NHL Edge, at a top speed of 19 miles per hour. Whenever I like to compare against other players, like very slow players, I always think of Pat Maroon. Pat Maroon, he played a lot of seasons in the NHL. He's 37 years old. He retired last season. He had decent speed when he was younger. But again, according to NHL Edge, his top speed last season was 20 miles per hour. That's still better than Barré-Boulet. And Barré-Boulet is like 180 pounds, where Pat Maroon was like, 140, 150? This guy, he probably got talked to about his weight with the trainers. So if you're watching Owen Beck, watch his skating, watch his compete, watch his face-offs, watch his defensive skills. Those are the things that the Canadiens are going to be interested in. Forget about goals, forget about assists. I think that they're looking for tools. Again, this is a type of reminder video. Tomorrow, Prospect Showcase, Montreal Canadiens, Winnipeg Jets. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Atlantic for all my East Coasters. Yeah, and I'm just really excited to get this going. Hope you're excited as well. I'm going to make plenty of content about this, so stay tuned for that. I'll fill you in tomorrow. That's going to do it for me, guys. Like the video, helps me out with search results or something. So it's a really short video here, but it is what it is. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to have you. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.